Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and the Pit Futures Trading.com. Coming to you this Wednesday morning, March 11th. We're looking at the last 2 days of the market profile of the SPY TF here on Window Trader. And after an incredible finish to the day, where we went out with a price probe and a price spike, right now we're trading firmly in balance, in value, right around yesterday's POC. So with just over an hour to go prior to the opening, if this was to hold, and again, that's a big if, both the price probe and price spike would be firmly rejected. Which means if we were to trade back up to them, there'd be reference points basically on the upside where you could take short positions to see if they're accepted or not above them. I said yesterday I wasn't thrilled with the fact that we got to within 5 cents of the previous day's lows. We kept probing and pricking our way down there. That obviously holds true even more today since we're trading all the way back down in the middle of the range. I think if we are to get back down, whether it's today or tomorrow, to these two lows at some point, they're finally going to give way, and then we're going to also take back those other two monthly lows and see what we have below there. There's only so many times you're going to keep going down and testing there without going through. So today could be a pretty pivotal day if we're to get back down there and not get back up above the price probe and spike. So you're going to have incredible chop this morning in your initial balance because you have nothing here in price-wise on two of those levels, right? I mean, the afternoon pullback low is going to be incredibly important, but you're going to have tremendous chop in here. So, destinations, upside. Right now, the first one will be today's pre-market high of 284.14. We're trading at 279 right now. Then above that, we have, I'm going to use now the price spike, A's high. If these were downside destinations, they're now upside of 285.18. And then the price probe of 286.55. Those are going to be relevant points if we get back up there. Then above that, we have yesterday's high of 288.52 and filling the gap of 290.23. Still 171 points left. It was 604, right? Those gaps are not easy to fill the first time in there. For the downside, we're looking at the first destination. It's going to be an important one. Jay's low, 276.11, which was the afternoon pullback low from yesterday. If we're not able to hold that, then I'm going to say the odds are going to be pretty good. We're going to go down and take out the two previous days' lows, yesterday's and the day before. Then below that, we have those other two very visual points. Well, 273.50 is the previous day's low, and then 273.45 monthly low, 273.09 monthly low, 272.42 monthly low. I'm sorry, 273.45 is a daily low. Those are the last two daily lows. And then the other two monthly lows. And then I gave you destinations below that in the previous days. So game plan for this morning. Well, again, there's still an hour to go, and the way this market's been moving, a million things can happen. But if we are to open basically where we are, which is right at POC, there's a couple things you can do. If we are to drive down, now remember, as large as this range is, it's still in value, and your risk reward is the worst when you take a value trade. However, if you're to drive down, hold J's low, or get below it and come right back into it, you can take a call play, right? You know you're out. You get accepted below there, you're going to yesterday's low. Okay? Now, yesterday's low is it's $2.50 away. Again, there's a lot more heat you have to take in these markets because of how wide our ranges are. So that's something you have to keep in mind, how much heat you want to take to hold to yesterday's low if you go long. So that's one call play. On the flip side, if we're to come up, now H at one point was going to be used as an afternoon rally high. Obviously that got wiped away. So it's not much of a reference point. Not much of one at all. If you want to take a put play at H's high, then that's That's one I'd be very, very quick to get out of if we get accepted above it. And I would look more at yesterday's opening and the price probe to take a short position since now it's been rejected. Now again, these are all trades based on the market generated information we have now, which we're going to have a lot more of once the initial balance forms. So again, I've said this many times, there's no harm, especially in this volatility, to let that happen so you get a better idea, at least initially, which way the market wants to trade. As far as the charts, weekly and daily we'll go over. So 12 hours ago, I said how impressive it was the way they blew above the 287 level. And if we close above it, wow, that's good. And here we are, $7 below it. So one day certainly doesn't make a market, especially in this type of market. So it's only Wednesday, right? You know, you talk about emotions going, you know, if you're a bull, oh wow, emotions are high, we're above it. Now it's, oh my goodness, we're $7 below it. But with this volatility, let's wait till Friday and see how we end up the week at that 287 level. Right now, the inside week down is holding, the gap is holding, and again, we're below 287 for the moment. And then the daily, I said, 2-day balance. Weirdest 2-day balance I ever saw in the S&P 500. We're firmly back inside this balance, right? Maybe we'll have an inside day. I mean, you would think with a range like yesterday, there's a good chance for it, which would make for a nice setup tomorrow. But there's no guarantees with these ranges we've had. Volume yesterday, 276 million. Very, very impressive on a market that was up 5%. Now we're opening firmly in balance. Question is, and this is a pretty important day to me, do we hold the last 2 days lows? Because if we don't, we're going to take out those other 2 monthly lows and then we start another leg down. So I think holding these 2 lows are incredibly important. On the flip side, the bears want to defend yesterday's high and the gap. See which side comes out on top. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.